Hello. So my name's Sean. I'm an indie iOS developer who makes an app called Sofa, which helps you to be more intentional with your downtime. And in this video, looking at my notes, I'm going to talk about why I don't do free trials for Sofa. Now, I remember when I was first putting Sofa's subscription together. This was 2021, and there was like so much to figure out where I was like, okay, what price do I charge? What things do I include as the free stuff and what stuff is paid? And do I do like a family plan versus not a family plan and annual, monthly, all that kind of stuff? And that stuff is, there was just so much to figure out. And then one of the other questions was, do I do a free trial? And when I was like kind of looking for advice during that time, there were so many things out there just saying to do a free trial because, well, that's what you're supposed to do, or that's how it's done. And this might be like a defect with me, but like whenever I get that kind of advice of like, oh, you should do something because that's how it's done, or that's how it's supposed to be, I kind of get like these red flags that go off and I go, well, why? Like no one's giving me a really solid reason why to do this for, certain situations, like not providing a lot of context. So in this video, that's why I want to share the context that I have and for why I don't do it for my product. But like I want to like kind of note something here is like, I think free trials are great. There's nothing wrong with free trials at all. There's tons of products that use them today very successfully. And I think they are the right thing for a lot of products. What I'm specifically talking about is my product Sofa and why I don't think they're a good fit based on a couple years of selling a subscription product, getting feedback and all that kind of stuff. But I do have to run an errand. So we're going to be doing this from the car and I'm going to try I got a car mount. Can you see this? It's like small rig and some Werther's original. I got this like small rig suction cup car mount thing. I've tried to like mount stuff in the car before and I've like kind of done it. I've like clipped stuff to the sun visor and stuff like that. But I wanted something a little bit more robust where I could hang a couple different things. Cause like I'm using the Osmo Pocket right now. So I can put this on the window. You can even put it like on the outside of the car. I'm not doing that. But I'm thinking to put this on the windshield maybe. And then it has like essentially like a GoPro mount. So I can attach tons of different stuff like action cameras and the Osmo Pocket. So I'm going to try and do that and talk through this stuff as I'm running an errand. So we'll see how that goes. So now I'm off. I forgot I had to clean off the car because it snowed. And getting that thing rigged up. Actually, like getting the mount on the windshield was actually really easy, but the clamp I have for the Osmo Pocket is, I mean, it's super cheap. It's kind of a piece of junk. So getting that attached was a giant pain in the ass. But we're off. Here we go. So anyway, so let's talk about free trials. So first, it might be good to like talk about the purpose of a free trial, and like the way I see it is, this is not anything fancy, but like you would have a free trial because you have some kind of paid product and you want people to essentially try it out and see what it's like before they actually make a purchase, because maybe the cost of your item is high enough that it just deters people from trying it. I kind of view it as like, if you go to a food store or something and they have free samples, you can try a free sample of some food because, hey, maybe if you like it, you'll buy a box or whatever. So, a free trial is a similar idea. And with subscriptions, it can get a little more nuanced because, how long do you do a free trial for? Is it 7 days? Is it 2 weeks? Is it a month? Like how long? And figuring all that stuff out is going to vary from product to product, because some products, you know, a 7-day free trial makes sense, and for others it doesn't. But anyway, so that's just like, you know, the free trial is there for you to give a taste of the product before someone makes a purchase. The reason I think that's good context to set up is because Sofa itself is a freemium product, which means that, you know, there's free parts of the product and there are paid parts of the product. And if you actually look at what Sofa offers for free, I actually think the free tier is extremely generous. You know, you can add as many items as you want to the product. You can create as many lists as you want, or groups. You can create custom categories. You can add stuff, you know, from the web just by sharing it in via a link. You have the logbook. You have the pile. Like, there's so many features that you get for free that, you know, I don't block any of that stuff. And then the things that are paid, I think are truly like, you know, extras or power features or nice to haves, or for some people they're very like critical to workflows and stuff like that. But the way I kind of set things up is I wanted the free tier to be really good and not feel like it was kind of unnecessarily, you know, gated. So for example, I remember like earlier on I was like, all right, so if I do free, like, do I limit how many lists people can make, or how many items they can add to a list or something? And when I thought about that, I thought about like the workflows of someone, maybe, you know, they're like, wow, I like this app quite a bit, and they're adding more stuff. And say I limited the number of items you could add to a list to like, I don't know, 25 or something. And say they go to add their 26th item and they can't, like it's gated. They're not going to be like, you know what, yeah, this is great, I'm going to upgrade. They're most likely going to be pissed off. And that's not really the emotional state I want someone to have when they're looking to upgrade and spend money, right? Like, I want the upgrade and the spend money part to be as much as possible, a positive experience. Like, yes, I really enjoy this app and I want more out of this product, right? So again, when you really think about the amount I offer for free with Sofa, where does a free trial fit in there, right? Like, what do I give for, like, yeah, I give the full thing for free, but I feel like I give so much away for free already that if you think about what I talked about with like, what is the purpose of a free trial? And it's really to give a taste or a sampling of the product before you make a purchase. I think I already do that with the free experience, which, you know, I don't limit. I don't even, I'll probably do a different video on like how I expose the Super Sofa features to people in the free experience to try and get them to upgrade. But I would say that I don't push super aggressively. I think I push in nice ways. But the free experience is extremely good. And there's many people who can use the free experience and be very happy and never feel like they need to upgrade. And you know what? I'm happy with that. So to me, like, I don't see where a free trial actually fits in and solves a problem for me that the free experience isn't already solving. Now, the next thing is that in terms of like how long a free trial should run for, you know, one of the things I've learned over the years about Sofa is that there are people who do get it immediately, because like if you're someone who has kept lists of books to read or movies to watch, you know, throughout your life, whether you did it in like a paper notebook or you know, your notes app, or you use different services. There's people who do that and they get it right away and they go, okay, this is actually exactly what I've been looking for. This is perfect. But then there's other people who are maybe curious, but like they're also kind of like, do I really need an app for this? Like, I feel like I can just open Netflix and
figure out what to watch, or, you know, go to Amazon when I want to read a book or something. And the thing I've learned is that Sofa, once you start using it, just takes a longer amount of time for people to figure out where it fits into their life and their kind of day-to-day. Or even if it does, because there's some people who use it and they go, you know what, like, I tried this for a while, this isn't really anything that I need. Totally fine. There's plenty of products that I've tried in the same way. But when you think about Sofa taking a longer amount of time for people to see where it fits in, because if you think about this, for example, like, let's say that you started using Sofa, you download it, maybe you subscribe, maybe you don't. But say, like, you know, maybe it's a busy month and you don't have a lot of downtime where you've been able to, you know, kind of watch stuff or read stuff. Or maybe you haven't seen people in a little while, so there hasn't been a lot of conversations around shows you've been watching or video games you played or podcasts or whatever. So you may have this like extended stretch where maybe you haven't really added anything into Sofa, or you haven't opened it for any real reason. But then a couple months later, you have all these opportunities where you're like, oh yeah, actually this does work and I am adding stuff to it. So you may have these, like, you know, peaks and valleys throughout the year where you use Sofa a lot and times when you don't. And again, that's totally fine. Like, I'm not designing and building Sofa to be like, you know, maximize the engagement every single day for every single person. Like, that's not really what the product is. So when you think about those kind of peaks and valleys and how that could stretch over a longer period of time, there's no real duration of a free trial that even makes sense, because even a 30-day free trial, it really isn't enough time. And, you know, if you combine the fact that, like, I already give so much of the product away for free, and like the free experience is so good, and, you know, it takes a little bit longer for Sofa to, you know, for people to figure out where Sofa fits for them, you know, the free trial duration doesn't make sense either. So, you know, that kind of combination, you know, I think I probably knew that, like, when I was first putting stuff together, but, you know, it took a little time for me to learn more about the product and figure that stuff out, and to have clarity around, you know, why I don't do this thing. And I think this gets to a point of, like, I'm really glad I didn't introduce free trials, because then I would have to take it away. Right now, like, with this clarity, I would have to take it away. And this is like a little bit of, I guess, advice for people, which is like, just because other people do something for their business, their product, their app, it doesn't mean that you should do that too, or that you need to do that too. And there's areas where I've learned this the hard way, and areas where, like, I'm glad I didn't just, like, follow what other people were doing. Because you don't have the context of, like, their business, right? And, like, you have to understand your product. And I would say, if you don't understand your product well enough for certain parts of the business, like make certain decisions, then, like, maybe wait or go learn about that part of the product a little bit more before you make a certain decision that has kind of like longer term impact on how people perceive the product and use the product, and, you know, ultimately pay for it. So again, you don't, there's a lot of uses for free trials, and many products use them, and they should use them because that's what makes sense for their business and the way that they've set up subscriptions and stuff like that. But hopefully this adds a little bit of context in the other direction for, hey, maybe you don't need a free trial, because, you know, maybe your free experience for the product is good enough to give people a taste of you know, what it is. So anyway, thanks for watching. Thanks for coming with me on my errand. And if you haven't checked out my app Sofa, I highly recommend it. I think it's pretty good. You can see there's a link in the description, or you can just go to the App Store and search Sofa, and you'll find it there. But anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.